And our governor project Paul to 76 votes.
Aha, Pinaxtv, ebusia yemfa ncha kese eni akwa bashonko emahwefo eni Ghana fo nyina. Sabre amene wo kase de update ahodo free Ghana ha eni amaya ahodo so na yede ebro ye hyase a na ye kwakopie mu wo South Africa mine emu a chese na no asem over the years esi ye wo Nigeria and the Ghana must go. Sabre yenya eho bag ni ade wo krodwem hanum sei no eno abi na sabre de esi wo South Africa. Sabre de ekeka kono Nigeria must go. Ye de ho update abadada na we ye follow up eba with regards to issues ekoso between South Africans and Nigeria for umuchem say Nigeria for wo South Africa no was say nimanim ya no wo mu free South Africa mine mu na wo mu ekopie mu wo Nigeria back ni nyina efa coronation of an Igbo king allegedly ebeto dwa say ukopie mu wo East London Eastern Cape wo South Africa mine mu dia na chese Igbo fo wo honom no wo maye wo madwen say wo mu si wo mo hene ne South Africa fo nso say hene ha untimi enja wo man wo ho na ummepie mu wo South Africa hanum say na wo mbesi wo hene wa ha per what as what is happening say mo akasamba kosi mo Igbo king no wo Nigeria na afei South Africa ha na mo bebu yenimtia ababesi mo hene wa ha no nso aye ensem bebre na me no ka say there is a video share ensem wenyina say ekeka ho bie dwumedie na so a 7 Igbo foi esi hene ne obeti igwe wone ne yere ene ade Chief Solomon akotwetwe nsem wenyina aba ye ba akwohwe video no aba na ye ba ebusiafo ya toa ensem ne so ede ama. There's a lot of details with regards to this issue ye de mu nsem nyina ebebrem ye hwe video ne mbra na ye ntoaso.
The vote of Governor of Imo State Union, Western Cape, South Africa, elect today. From today, he's officially Governor of Imo State. From today. Inauguration. Governor elect.
What is the result?
From the power of INEC. I will go get a governor of Imo State. Because Imo State is the 76. If you know, you will not hear this. I can do 100. But what I see, they can't forgive me. Yeah, because I can't do with and our government.
Ebusianfo video aye kwhye ye no Igbo fo a wo mo East London wo Eastern Cape wo South Africa mine emu na chese dwumedi we ase no wo mu chema wo mo elect wo mo governor wo mo chief obedo mo ano ani ade na no na video si sha se viral wo social media so a Nigeria South Africans for HM say we dey ye ntiase ene wo mu protest na no ye the update ni by on the streets or more closing down Nigerian shops. They were burning down vehicles, they were burning shops any at there right now no cry ni de ukopie mu wo East London now they all and say Nigeria for ho ni nyina no they are even scared say they would come out of their homes because say na South Africa for any abreno na enyasem ketwa ni nyina mu no. Some Nigerians have reacted to this particular issue say bi mu chem say at this point no it looks like Nigerians are doing too much in somebody's country. Untimi nkotena obi man so enkosi hene wo ho like ye too mu a enye ye. Inti some are saying said the reason why the South Africans are after Nigerians South Africa no is because of their own act and as abre dia kofa nsem we nyina ba. Some have supported the South Africans on their slogan that Nigeria must go. Enti yenko na yenko tie ensem ni bia some Nigerians e dia babetudwa with regards to Igbo foi ensem a AC was South Africa mining we ba ebeto aso.
In Igbo tradition, any king that is not ruling from his hometown, from where he came from, that person is not a king. You will leave your own country. You will go to another person's country and you'll be claiming to be a king, whereas those people said they don't want anything kingship in their country. This thing happened in South Africa shouldn't have even started in the first place. Now, plenty people are losing their shop. This thing might enter to becoming something that most of us cannot even handle it. People came out and said they don't want anything kingship in their country. You cannot be in somebody's country and you are claiming to be a king. It's not done. Even you are a Igbo man. If you are not king in your homeland, you are not a king. Only king that I recognize as a king are the kings that are ruling from their homeland, their village. Go, 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 go. I don't know what is wrong with us. Everybody want to carry crown on his head. Eh? Now, see what you as a king is causing to your own people. So many people, their shop have been locked down in South Africa. So many people, their shop have been bugged down in South Africa. Because of what? Because you want to be a king. You want to carry that crown on your head. It's high time. Nigerians, it's high time we reason like a human being. Your country is not even working properly. And you are in another man's country, want to be a king. You want to rule somebody in your own country. Whereas you never come back to arrange your own country. If your country is good, why would you be running away to go and rule some people in their own country? It's high time you get sense in this part of the world we are living. What is wrong with us? Everybody is calling Nigeria because of what? Is it greed or what? The other day it be Ghana, now it be South Africa. What is wrong with us now? You went to South Africa to do business. You didn't go there to be a king. You didn't went there to be a king. You went there to do a business. So why are you dragging to become a king in another person's country? Huh? Seriously, this thing doesn't make sense. It's so annoying. Guys, let me see that.
Say at some point, you can't go to somebody's country na unko claim say oh yeah oko si hene wo honum as what, because oko say oko ye adwuma, oko say oko ye business. Focus on what took you there. And I watch him say na no ada na ye Ghana ha no kre ye tina say de tete so makwaje prampram asase bi ebesi Igbo kingdom ni ade no so be ye whole lot of brohaha e wo krodwe mu hanum say na so. Fortunately for us there Ghana there ye ntwe mamo ye me protest mbesi kwamu be prepare nkrofo na so ye ntwe momo eno bie na akwa kopie mu e wo South Africa. Now with regards to issue we are koso no enye no krank yenim sabusua, there is something called Nigerians eno so be mu da ben wamu chiremu anache said this is the beginning of the strategy omuhuni said Nigeria for person omufa na they become dominant e was South African mino emwesan so mu chiremu woma ye ne se bia we South African ni ba na oni Nigeria ni be makowo a na chese akra no oye Nigerian eno no ye dey. Now there is a video to that no so amafo chem say they saw this coming the moment a video we ebeto dwa about this kids omu chem said they are Nigerians because their parents are from Nigeria and South Africa precisely, not just say woman who said this is a strategy and Nigeria for any person womu fa e claim you womu fit e was South Africa mine mu yenhwe video we mbra na yento aso.
We are Nigerian children. Our mothers are South African and our fathers are Nigerian. And we are proud of our cultural heritage. We are Nigerian children. Our mothers are South African and our fathers are Nigerian. And we are proud of our cultural heritage. We are Nigerian children. Our mothers are South African and our fathers are Nigerian. And we are proud of our cultural heritage.
My name is Emanuela Chinonso Udogu, and yeah.
My name is Chama Izabukaya Nokwara.
My name is Princess Chika Urabuchi.
My name is Chukwebuka.
My name is Chizoba Zinke Izabukaya.
We are Nigerian children. Our mothers are South African and our fathers are Nigerian.
These are South Nigerian children. South Nigerian. That is Omuchirema. South no represented South Africa. And a Nigeria, Nigeria no, Nigeria, and I say, omu 50-50, semu. And no, na say, South Africans for HM say this video, no, omu say it was a strategic video made by the Igbos, the Nigerians, omako piemu, was South Africa, just to start something. Ye be huane say afe no, omababe dominating, South Africa, mind just because they are married one way or the other to a South African woman. Now, and also the ejitu mwa enye because sadie we untimi nkotena Nigeria maimu enye. It is not possible. And if this is what the Nigerians want to do in their country there, and they have to go back to wherever they are coming from. Womunko mukrom no munko claimi insase engo claimi kinship ni ade but then you can't come to somebody's country and come and claim kinship to the extent that most for Nigerians among mouse and I hear a whole lot of issues Nigeria South Africa for any teams and Nigerians must move back to their country. Ninyine muno ye the president of the Igbo for South Africa, Dr. ABC Okonko waba bonten ono nso aba be kasa atwetwe nsem nimu a woche mu say it is not true say na Nigeria for coronate ohene ewo ho eno kwanya possible bibisa abekoso a age say fa ono so ono nso e de fa ni the legal way ansa na sa process ne kwa betimi ago through and from what onu nim ne de that is not what happened as abe de waba bonten abetwetwe mu exactly what happened. It was not a coronation, but it was a celebration. Emunche munyina no ewo video a yebeko akwa kwehwe ni mwebusia yenje bre na yenhwe video.
And I'm not sure those ways, those steps are followed, so he cannot become a king. So he's just there to celebrate their cultural activities, to celebrate themselves as cultural thing, not as a political institution, not as traditional institution. And that was why I said I offer our apology to the traditional institutions in South Africa. We say sorry to whatever has happened. The embassy will never in any way encourage undermining the authority or undermining their traditional institutions. No, we will not do that. So because of this, His Excellency has been engaging. He even wrote a letter. I wouldn't know the title of the king, but he wrote a letter to him. And if you have looked at it, I've seen some of a deputy minister who also said we have received a letter from the embassy that the High Commissioner, the acting High Commissioner, is willing to meet with the king to first and foremost offer apology and to declare our support for the traditional institutions in South Africa Republic.
So this is the embassy of Nigeria or more South Africa, Pretoria, and omunso ede omunsema betuja omuche mu say what is happening in there and yes anete nemom wo mo ede a chopa ede ama South African mino ene abani mu penifo say they will do the right thing. I mean there is nothing like that like a coronation. It is not even possible. Wo mo entimi embu aban ene penifo a wo mo ebu South Africa mine enumtia na wo mo emfiti prekope enkonkosi hene ene de enya de omu betimi aye ne saa ama no ayeyi a womu nso ede omu nsem atudwa ni nyina mu no the military a womu ewo South African no ebidum aba abonten aba be kasa. And from what they are saying, no, not to say, Nigeria for they are causing a whole lot of issues. South African mining, drug peddling, human trafficking, and all that. It is enough. Obeti say human trafficking be a koswa ne Nigeria ni. Obeti se sebe ndubone yachi ndubone wo baby ne Nigeria ni. Not to say amafo trema. This is the asemo ya kagana fonsem edi amaye because Sasha Fokwa would bear with us. They've been several updates aba channel way so and drug trafficking china cyber crime this and you realize that most of the numbers in Nigerians including even prostitution there so South African minor and so confirm say it is true uba South Africa mining one human trafficking and drug trafficking koswa bebrina Nigeria for yentin sem nimra.
Putting our children into prostitution, drug trafficking, it's all over. It's because of Nigerians. That is the only thing that they trade in our country. You go in town, you go all over. You see them in the street, pretending as if they're selling this fake clothes. Underneath there's drugs. We go in our township, they're associated, integrated with our South Africans to push their syndicate of drugs. We need to come together if you people are meant to be here in our country to see this country peacefully. You make sure all those illegal foreign nationals who claim to be legal in our country, with the status that it needs to be audited, you need to get involved because it's your duty to ensure that all Nigerians that are coming here, that with a visa on a purpose, whether they're here for the visit or for trade, then after a period of certain time, they must leave. Yeah. But you're not doing that. As diplomat, what is your duty to be in South Africa? Maybe that you guys need to give us a response. You must tell us what is your duty to be in South Africa. Yes. Go talk to your people. Go talk to your people because when we talk to them, it won't be good. Because we are angry as South Africans, especially those Nigerians. Yeah. Those Nigerians are the highest drug traffickers in this country, even human trafficking. They take our children, kids from school to be prostitutes in town, all over South Africa. They everywhere. They hijack buildings. They do a lot of Honduras crime that we're not used to in South Africa. People, this has to come to an end. South Africa belongs to us. We fought for this country. Some of us, we're still walking with the bullets of the past during the apartheid era. We're still having pains. We haven't achieved or we haven't enjoyed our freedom. The time where we're supposed to enjoy our freedom, there people come and infested themselves inside our freedom and bring our country into disarray.
Abusianfo na chese video ye kwhwe ye no eye military for ni ebi from the South African mine emu ena says bebre na target the president of South Africa Cyril Ramaphosa se baby edro ni de e was set wode ne ho agimu because from the way the military man was talking no na chese bibia chem se etutrasem ahodo no a eni nipa bonefo sem we koso e wo eye South Africa mine mu no ye betimi de ensa kire Nigeria fo no so se dodo na efri wo mo they cannot condone it again, and South Africa belongs to them. They need to fight and then get their country back. A whole lot of issues. Now, President of Oha Eze in the Igbo, South Africa, Dr. Konko. Nesema wade etu jano sabre die ebusuyen bekwa kotie na chese. Ni nyina ne ekosi se Nigeria for no dwumedi ekoso saada no na enye sebe coronation. Nemom, there is more to it. Na amount for misinterpreting no because of social media. And when I'm saying some no, aye where the protester ba yashishi amount for cars, ni amount for dying, amount for shops the issues we na ba air trending all over the globe. But then in chemo awade eba ye no, ka kumyeji ni kwa no mti yenko na yenkoti nsem no emfri wonu ankasa eho.
Actually, Igbo is an umbrella body that actually look after the welfare of Igbos in this country. In terms of what has happened, it's a very sad development. What is playing out are things that we never imagined. There are unintended consequences of the optics that came out of that particular celebration. In fact, by the way, that was a private event. It's supposed not to be the way it went viral.
Mm-hmm.
And remember,
so it's your understanding, pardon me for interjecting there, just in the interest of time, it's your understanding that that was not a coronation of a king, but a private celebration. Is that what you're saying?
It was not a coronation. Even when you interviewed some people, they use the word coronation. Remember, some people, when they use English, they don't know the implication of the word they are using, especially Africans. So when we use a word, that word might be misinterpreted because it can have a lot of meaning. So what actually happened was more or less we have to decorate somebody, recognizing him as one of the elders. It's like a family kind of thing. And it went viral. And now, because of social media, it was actually doctored. Things were misrepresented and made the whole country to feel as if it was something. And let me correct one impression. Because of the choice of words also used there. For example, when you use the word Igwe, Igwe in Igbo language means heaven or sky. But in some context, somebody can say it's a king because maybe they say it's the first. But in this context, we didn't look at it as king because there's nothing like king here, kingship here. There is nothing like kingdom. We are not here to establish a kingdom, and we are not here to establish a king because there are laws, there are traditional leadership laws in this country that must be respected, that must be followed. And if we want to establish a traditional leader, we need to actually go through the right legal and legislative ways. South Africa is a country of laws. The system is in place. So we are not coming here to reinvent the wheel or to start creating our own parallel kind of leadership or what we call parallel authority. No, there's nothing like that.
I suppose it's quite heartening, at the very least, to hear that you are equally condemning the actions, but also seeking to correct what is your interpretation of that video that has been widely circulated. But if we look at Chief Solomon Ogbonna Ziko, you say that that was a private affair or a recognition of him being perhaps a leader in that smaller community in the Eastern Cape. But if the Nigerian diaspora seeks some level of leadership, I suppose that becomes the body that you are president of, that you administer and see to the affairs of Nigerians, particularly the Igbo tribe in South Africa. So what role did he seek to almost play after his installation as whatever elder in that area? What was going to be his role?
Well, in terms of the role, it's just to help us to build relationship with the host community. It doesn't have any role to play in government. It doesn't have any role in terms of managing land and resources. These are aspects of traditional leadership. And there are other aspects we know in terms of traditional leadership. So he doesn't have any role in terms of traditional leadership because already there are existing traditional leadership provision in this country. And in that place, there is a kingdom. And in that kingdom, the king himself is the person that oversees traditional leadership as the head of tradition.
Abusiafo utie nsemu a Dr. Okonkwo Canadian na chese dwumedie no was a celebration, and then they had to bring somebody out omo be chese we bia nipa we wonu no represent Igbo fo no na afe akoye to say more like me can say representation bi ni ade na efri wono ma enhyeda nye gidigidi sa, but asa nipa ante ase na age nsem ni ade but amafo chim say still enya ade a omo betwe ade amomo, particularly South African timamufo omo de omo chim say asem we de omo nte ase ne ente ase china now. So ensem ne ba Nigeria fo bi no mo ebo omo nkrofo achi say what they are doing is not right, you know. There are some section of Nigerians are omo nso hu ne say it is we the Africans that we hate ourselves instead of Africans to be united. Na push a common goal, no, we've turned ourselves to enemies, and the black South Africans are there trying to attack Nigerians, whilst there are a lot of whites in South Africans they can't even do anything about it, but they are attacking their own blacks. To be de ama South Africa mino emu enkrofo yenjebre na yentin semwa Nigeria ni wode etuja.
I have seen what's happening in South Africa, and it's quite unfortunate. Are Igbos at fault? Yes, I won't totally absolve them because they couldn't read the room. However, instead of blaming the SND or saying that his coronation costs all the brouhaha is quite outrageous. Over the years, I have been screaming repeatedly that black South Africans are full of vile and hate. And of course, we've seen them using the Dula movement and other oppressive movements to chase away other foreign nationals in the country. Now, let's tackle this critically. Our Igbo people came together in East London in South Africa to select their own leader, emphasis on their own leader. The SND Igbo title outside Igbo land is just ceremonial one. The Igbos didn't invade and chase away the blacks in South Africa. They were just on their own, doing their own thing, celebrating their Igbo cultural heritage, and all of a sudden, black South Africans picked offense and said they are arrogant and disrespectful. How are they disrespectful? Did they steal any land? No. Did they force their kings or you lot? They were just on their own, celebrating their culture. And you guys came crushing us. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. So because we are Nigerians, we should shrink and not celebrate our culture and heritage. It is not hate and bitterness. Tell me, Mami Hiobo, you guys are a bunch of irritants and oh my gosh, I'm so perplexed right now. God forbid. These are your fellow black people. Mandela must be turning in his grave. The ultimate question is, why won't you go after the whites that have systematically overthrown you in your lands? Why? Cowards! Cowards! That's what you all are. If you have got the balls, go after your oppressors and stop attacking your fellow blacks. Go to Orania. The whites are living there exclusively. You all can't do shit. Or see you flexing muscles over your black brothers because they are celebrating their culture. That's very ridiculous and outrageous. Yeah. Back to my Igbo brothers in South Africa. Please come back and leave their land for them. This is just another excuse to exhibit their xenophobia. As for Henry Talks, don't worry. I will address your hate against my people. You are amongst those that stoked the fire that is burning in South Africa. And trust me, you won't go scot-free. If anything happens to any Igbo in South Africa, Ndi Igbo, don't worry. I have first-hand gists of everything that happened. I will share it in full tomorrow. Don't forget to register for our Igbo class if you don't.
Same way ababetojwa, but then utie nsemo a ekoso ne dia na erane nsemo kanyina nse Nigeria for a word to a wise is enough. Munko mukrum ye you baby akobaby. Move from where you are and go back to your country. Enyehe omuso omunjimo Nigeria yebejimu. Now let's move on to other issues, but still on a year the issue happening a year South Africa with regards to Nigerians, the Nigerian High Commission, womo Pretoria, womo a press release about betum montenswa, womo church omunsemu. But before we go into the press release, yen share some of the comments if you for eba with regards to the issue. Say there was no fucking king coronation. Igbos gathered to celebrate Niji Cultural Day, and xenophobic South Africans started a lie and turned the venue into violence. Today's action must be strongly condemned and every perpetrator will be dealt with. Into some of the reactions from Nigerians for a while, Muchemu said there was nothing like a coronation of a king. A course so East London in the Eastern Cape, South Africa, mine South Africa for a sebe. Womu penny paye nhwehwe ni mu violence ahye womu ma no womo na womu ehye sa niema we nyina ase. Now we would go into a year the press release if the High Commission of the Federal Republic of Nigeria eho ebaye no enye dia two screens ne eso ediama was a statement by the High Commission of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the Republic of South Africa. Now let's delve into ensemo mudia to just say the High Commission of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Republic of South Africa wishes to address recent developments concerning the reported installation of an individual as Igwe Indibo na East London, king of the Igbo people in East London, by members of the Nigerian community in South Africa. Into womu chema Nigeria High Commissioner South Africa no womu epese womu kasa the efa nsemo ekoso with regards to installation say yesi ohini bi South Africa mine emu ediama Igbofu a womu East London no. Also the High Commission has taken note of the concerns expressed by South African authorities, particularly the esteemed traditional leadership structures and members of the public regarding this matter. The mission notes with regret that this development has generated an understandable concerns among South African authorities, traditional leaders, and the general public, particularly in the light of the country's established legal and cultural frameworks governing traditional leadership. Into omo etrema womo epese South Africa mining mumpenim for enya ntiase se womo nim de tie se eba no ahinsi ehun hyehyeye ne ade a they are solely aware munim pa na sebe womo epese womunya omho ntiase se kwan bie ni wono ma sebe wombeka se womo ebusa mbra no so na womo ankasa kwakoye de womo ankasa womo ye den womo epe nanso omo ya bebre se sa dwumedie we ede eye basabasa ye ne menteme ho ase abeto South Africa minimum penimfo ahemfo penimfo ena afi so o minimum penimfo nyina efa de si ye no na mom wo munim eye amanne ne amamre ene sebede mra no ekam se ba no eye ahinsie ho enhyehyeye e South Africa minimum say the High Commission wishes to state unequivocally that, contrary to the narrative in the public domain, no coronation took place and none intended. The Federal Republic of Nigeria holds the sovereignty, laws, customs, and traditions of the Republic of South Africa and its people in the highest regard. Nigeria deeply values the long-standing bilateral relations between both countries, which are anchored on mutual respect, cooperation, and shared commitments to African unity and development. It's not just said na yet no omo pese yenya ye wonti asese no kranie omo ansi hene saada no na omo nyoma dwene so se omo besi hene na Nigeria man no e wo buo sonko pa e de South Africa for wo mo emra wo mo amamre ni amane ene nipa wo ho no mu wo buo e de mo na sebe anyonkofa e da South Africa man no ene Nigeria man ni mu no e ya de a wo mo wo buo kese e de ma pa e na nkabo mu e wo mu ntemo a sebe e beboa ama ebibi man no afa ne ntema pa efra no eya de a ehuhia omo papa enti ekwan bie ne wono ma wo mo ankasa ebetina se esigina ese obi a ye de mani mu twi fom anase ye bu mu mbra na nimtia anase sebe mamamre ne mamane no ye bu na nimtia anase bibisa eni there is no way a wo mo ebetimi ayesa amano ayeya sabre de krata we every the High Commission of Nigeria was South Africa wo mo ediato South African penimfo no enim se wo mo hu ne se wo mo ansi hene saada no na wo mo nyoma dwen so se wo mo ebesi hene bia wo East London wo Eastern Cape wo South Africa man no emu now ensem wo mo de ba ye ne de edoso yie pa a ye betoa ensem no so ede ama mu na so na chese utie ensem a efro mo ho eba de a na chese they never had anything like that. Na said the course ni nyina no was a misunderstanding and I say minka ne say entiase na anye ejuma e was akwan so a ene ama yehu de yehu ye on the streets of South Africa na no ada it was a whole lot of brouhaha ejahye any ade nyina ebe mu ebiem. Now there've been a lot of reactions about this issue with the coronation issue. As I say, no embassy no so clarify my say that is not what it is. And the screens this one or say it is this light to this that the earlier live TV interview by our head of mission to reiterate the commitment of Nigeria to respecting the host laws and customs could be understood. At this point, we would like to crave the indulgence of the public to explain the essence of cultural events in Nigeria. Nigeria, by composition, is made up of diverse ethnic nationalities, the three major of which are Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. Central to Igbo cultural expression are festive celebration, which are not merely moments of entertainment, but profound expressions of history, spirituality, and social cohesion. Among the most prominent is the New Yam Festival, Iriji, a Thanksgiving event held annually to mark the end of the farming season and the beginning of harvest. Into omutrema, omo pese yeti asye se oko Nigeria, womo ewo tribes be miense bia womo ye the main tribes ewo Nigeria ye Igbo, Yoruba, ene Hausa. Na Igbo fo no womo ewo amambre ni afahye bebraya a womo die ba ko eye de fa eye bayre eho a eche se sebe season bakwa bewie na omu ehye fofra se ya se obaga na ha se de edi homowo enkranfo di homowo no sa pepepe na Igbofo no nso edi na enye te se afahye keke emfa ma wo mo kire sebe amamre ni amane abakwasem de ma eye Igbofo no a enu nti omu ntimi entontwene ma ne enye ye or say equally significant a masquerade festival where elaborate costume performances embody ancestral spirit, These masquerades are not only aesthetic spectacles, but also serve important spiritual and social functions, entertaining, educating, and sometimes enforcing community norms. Traditional marriage ceremonies further highlight the richness of Igbo culture. These events are elaborate, involving extended family, negotiation, symbolic rites, and joyful festivities that can span several days. To Omuchemo and Acha say they have a lot of festivals. Omu dia omushe masquerade. I say Ghana hanum say within bia different no. And the anchors ni asheshe anchors ni a street ni ade. Omu nso omu ye bi. Eba na ware nso omu nya ne kese nti Igbofo ni enkrofo bi asebe. Omu je omu afasha omu nya ne nkuma mu. Omu nya ne nketenkete. Omu nya ne kese pa. Enu nti na msi yehu ye. Now say the title taking ceremonies such as the conferment of chieftaincy titles are also central to Igbo cultural life. They recognize personal achievement, integrity, and service to the community. These events are marked with grandeur, with recipients adorned in traditional regalia, accompanied by cultural displays and communal acknowledgement of their new status. In the light of this broader cultural context, it is important to emphasize that the event in East London has no territorial ambition, political authority, or agenda within the host communities. Rather, it is a symbolic affirmation of not just omutrema de see ewo East London and yes be omo beji obi asase aboso one person one beji obi mind eken kam so there be ye share said the match church niema efa eye Igbofo no ho a na just omo de ade no maka so mbeye ne de they go all out no omo aye say ye krom say nye ye krom say eye I mean afasha ye di as a kind of people and as a group of people in there and ye de kra ni ni pedua nyina ebegu so. Now say identity expressions of pride in heritage and a commitment to sustaining cultural practices across borders. In this regard, the High Commission conveys its regrets over the misunderstanding or offense that the said action might have caused. The mission therefore appeals for understanding, noting that the action was not intended to undermine or disrespect the authority of South African traditional institutions of the laws of the Republic. The High Commission further calls for calm and restraint among all stakeholders and appeal for understanding among the generality of the people. And this is signed by the High Commission of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Pretoria, South Africa. It's not just Umutrema and Yesebia. Womu epese womu bu Nigeria South Africa ahemfo no enumtia na se bibisa onti womu de dwantoa ama mpanimfo se omu fanche womu se omu ntimi ankyere niam mu yie ama omu enya womu ho entiase enti we krata efri the High Commission of Nigeria in Pretoria South Africa manimu de ama South Africa manimu empanimfo enti nsem no enwa ene akyere mu de ama ni nyina mu no. There are videos of we can say culture now they are trying to talk about nkrata nimu no ye bekwa share some of the videos with regards to this issue. Said the how things were seen igwe any Ghana hani other countries yeti igwe penny him say hene. So once we're hearing igwe I'm sure said the presumption was a new king has been installed at ekofa and same when you now buy yenkoshe video we embra. So this is how the event went as Sabre de ensem wenyina aba ni nyina mu no civic organizations and progressive forces womo ewo South Africa mine mu no womo akoye demonstration ewo Nigeria womo embassy ewo South Africa ebusia na enya sem ketwa yenkwohwembra. So this is a nsemo ekoso ewo South Africa mine emu. Afe yen free South Africa na yembra o my Ghana mu hanum say ya. There is an issue and as a video be abeto mountain so amanfo chemu say are people really planning coup in this century and as in this new age a yewo mu 2026 Mahama administration den ka coup be mu da ben Ekufuado pen so na yeti coup so as say no yeti coup now way every politician I mean Bekan say he has stand as a presidential candidate Ghana ha somewhere 2012 Akwesi Ade Odike Wadin semia betuja say bani coup dia wojine mu den Ghana ha enya sem kito. Now the question is who is plotting the coup na nipa no sebe ne ho beton wo krom ha na a whole lot of conversations aye bekokotie said the Odike edin same way etuja with regards to coup because Ghana yeti coup hu nsem achepa na so say no amanfo ye mo hihye wo mo after ensem we ebeto monten so yenko na yentie ensem a Akwesi Ade Odike wede etuja
Obama in fact baby aga na ekono me mom dey say soja ni bi twitu a me support no
Adi a kan e
David na ma kan bebre ma kan me pa me nko me why
no
Obama you free listen to me
me see me pa chow Angel FM ne Angel TV ha se wo betwe asan atwesan but ye nsuso de wo kan so
masa
yes, so
listen to me.
Listen
to me and listen. Hey, I read treason. I read treason. Me can't say me kweku. Me can't say me kweku.
Oba support.
Me sis obi ya. No be ya make Ghana finana. I'm about who about Ghana. Who want Ghana? You know mama nkwaku ba woman.
So je ni twitu obeka na.
Me say.
Debi. Kesai na.
Obama.
Mesrew. Odike me pacho da me kasa wate kasa wonsu so
wo say wo fidie ntime ntwe sa to na frame
da bi wo kan sa jasa me force wo ba wo di ku she utrim twesan
masa na me ba Obama mamu so asem nyam no na beta be program 56% of Ghanaians so mpeku and wo kan wo asem we hypocrite
me hypocrite
me no na yes program no me no na yes program no
na me research no
na that research ba na be kai say etiam na be kai e ba ko research no ya ko che no
wa me no ha
na beka no ha
ye beka de obi aye
masa
ba wo batwi wo yasan
wo unti ma twa
me da se
me yimi ho afim so it was me twa sa ma twa sa no case
Abusia Akwesi Ade Odike na wache mu sese
no
Obama you free listen to me
me see me pa chow Angel FM ne Angel TV ha se wo batwi asan atwesan but ye nsuso de wo kan so
masa
yes so
listen to me
so ni twitu a obegina na ti
listen to me and listen hey I read treason I read treason me can't say me kweku me can't say me kweku
oba support
me sis obi ya no be ya make Ghana finana I'm about who about Ghana who want Ghana
Abusia Odike woye a politician Ghana Krodwe mu hanum say 2012 wojina as a presidential candidate the Maye United Front Party no na we dey to just say baby Ghana edru no kame say we need a coup to reset the country into one day asra osra ni bia na se soja ni bia obeye na adwene say obeye ku no otai na chi and amafo chem said this man needs to be arrested because or inciting the minds of a soldier force wo enkoye ku for all you know soldier ni bia anye na adwene say opese oye ku e okrodwema maybe they are okay and comfortable but what shall see akwatena a whole national radio so na okasa asem we dey na te say wo de etirimupo bi e sha asrafo na adwuma bi no mo che say this man needs to be arrested with immediate effect there a whole lot of conversations and in komotwetwe ababeto monten so say how say all of a sudden a whole sebe I mean a prominent figure like you utimi ekokasa ansem we say ebi mu ko ache say because the host of the show no enim say someone no work no emfa kwa munti no they tried to make him desist from when he said it is a wrong thing to say and he was said immediately no womu eko na omu ekoche no for coming out to say things like this ninyinemu no and other issues are ekoso ewo Ghana hanum say no ukopie mu ewo President John Dramani Mahama akachia on your screens you can see what is happening in just President Mahama assents to 5 new bills not to say say no bills bi akwakopie mu ewo Mahama napono so a wode ne nsa ahyaase wode ne nsa nya ahyaase pe na chese ababe emra enesa ewo my Ghana mu ha say a bills ne de 5 we say de I mean we have the Security and Intelligence Agency Act and also ya sign it into screens ne so we krata e free the parliamentary service or say the secretary to the president office of the president Jubilee House Kanda Accra into presentation of bill for president's assent. Please find and enclosed 9 copies of the following bills which have been passed by Parliament and duly certified. Into 1, a Security and Intelligence Agency Bill 2025. 2, a University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Bill 2025, Ghana Deposit Protection Amendment Bill 2025, Growth and Sustainability Levy Amendment Bill 2026, and Education Regulatory Bodies Amendment Bill 2026. In this regard, I shall be grateful if you will invite His Excellency the President to signify his assent to the bill in accordance with Clause 7 of Article 106 of the 1992 Constitution. In krata way and if Parliament wo eko omuchire mu se na omuhia se mampani ede ne nsa ebehya and these are the 5 bills yabobo so ewo ho na truly mampani ede ne nsa ahya ase utimu se ensem a ewo ho ne de now the ewo mu kra na sebe enche yebekwa kotie ensem o free mampani ankasa ho ba ya wode etudwa with regards to the bills ni nyina emu nchiremu de bia eba beye no utimi say de the Security and Intelligence Agency bill no particularly eno ena sabre de asesa the National Investigative Bureau chanity ase NIB no back to BNI, which is Bureau of National Intelligence. And to say there, we've gone back to the BNI. Mampeni acheche ni nemu na ushe and somewhere kosone di anache say universities bini ade nyina ehho bill aba abeto apono so yenko na ebusia yenko tie ensemo a President John Dramani Mahama wode etuja with regards to this bill na yento ansem ne so enfama mo.
Campus at Bonso, second campus at Ohau, and the third campus at Achirenswa. I've signed 5 bills into law. The first one is the Security and Intelligence Agencies Act 2026. What it does is it removes the Office of Minister of National Security and frees the President's hand to appoint any minister to supervise the security agencies. It also reverts the name of NIB, National Intelligence Bureau, to Bureau of National Intelligence, and so it becomes BNI again, so that it sorts out the confusion between that security agency and a very well-known Ghanaian commercial bank. Then this, the University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Act 2026. It sets up another university in the eastern region at Bonsu with 3 campuses, a main campus at Bonsu, second campus at Ohau, and the third campus at Achirenswa in the Ahafo region. Then this is the amendment to the Growth and Sustainability Levy Act. As you are aware, the act was amended to increase it from 1% to 3%. And so this act reduces it again. That is the levy on mining companies. It reduces it again to 1% because of the introduction of the sliding scale for royalties. And this is the Ghana Education Regulatory Bodies Amendment Act. It amends the act to take away the obligation to charter by universities. The final one is the Ghana Deposit Protection Amendment Act. This is an amendment to an original act that is supposed to guarantee deposits of the public that is held in commercial banks or financial institutions. Thank you.
Abusian Chiremua a free a year President John Dramani Mahama Ebaye with regards to the bill no any kuti na chese wo Chiremua a mining levy na a year 3% no say what the ninsa ashen kratasia wo mate so from the 3% to the 1% and afin so university in the eastern region with 3 campuses and also was signing a bill and with the already existing one amebo so no a from a year the in National Investigative Bureau to Bureau of National Investigative. Not just say no, you call back to NIB because we trema. There is an NIB that we know to be a bank, which is National Investment Bank. Into esa na a National Intelligence Bureau no ye pe into say ne was say wo mo esesana ni nyina no wode ninsa ahye enkrata as now there is a communique I free a year the presidency honoma wo mo cheche ensem ni mu efa a bill na mampani edinensa ahye no what it means and what it intends to do any other idea utimi say ebinum chese Ghana had say no one ma wani anda ho na we follow enema ekoso a wotu ho na wutwetwe sika bi na wunim ebi wo so a na bia ya tetetete niam bi so but for all you know you wouldn't know and particularly bako and the mining levy a hu say yate so from 3 to 1% accordingly amafo chem said this is a good one na eba beboa the mining sector na ejuma no etimi akoso. Now this is in some way free the Ghana presidency abetoja into say President Mahama signs 5 bills into law into say no bill no abedane emra. Also President John Dramani Mahama on Tuesday March 31st 2026 signed 5 bills including 3 amendment bills passed by parliament by into law. International say ebinum ho na yemra ewo ho dada but wo mahye mukena anaso wo masesa niema ba ku mienu bi ewo mu mienu na ye foforo enti wo hwa the actual amendment ni nyina is something that is already in existence but wo mo amodify ne kakra na mienu no new enti the first one was they are 1 Security and Intelligence Agency Bill 2025, 2 University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Bill 2025 into the etwasono na amendment Ghana Deposit Protection Amendment Bill 2025, Growth and Sustainability Levy Amendment Bill 2026, and Education Regulatory Bodies Amendment Bill 2026. Now, I will say in a brief remark after assenting to the bills, President Mahama explained that Security and Intelligence Agency Act 2026 scraps the office of Minister of National Security and frees the president to appoint any minister to supervise the security agencies. Minister, there is nothing like a minister for security and national Bibia say ni ho. Say if your name mampeni wo hu to me say obey you obi say on share security agencies ahodo a ye wo no enyina eso enti bewa mampani de nsa ehya ase no emu ensem na sabre de ye koye ekohwe emu agi mu entwemu no yemfri wei eso na yenko ensem foforo so de na ye kwa kopie mu ewo eye gold board for akache eho na eye Sami Jemfi the CEO gold board. Now the whole sem abeton mountain so severally it looks like scandals are not going to leave Sami Jemfi alone, and Sami Jemfi is not going to leave scandals because it's from one scandal to the other. Now so ni nyina no ne fire by anase na hyase nyina ejina soul sourcing contract so and when I didn't say when you know but now on your screens I say Sami Jemfi's gold board has awarded another 40 million cedis soul sourcing contract for 45 brand new vehicles for their firm. The corruption going on at the gold board is serious. Intina watchema Sami Jemfi ne institution a wo ye ho adwuma ye gold board no ade a sebe wo mo ede contract ama obi se onfa car emre omo a task force for ana se adwuma ye for wo ho no wo mo de be call rounds aye omo adwuma nti on your screens or say gold board Ghana gold board contract document for procurement of vehicles for the gold board tax force enti na chese enkrata no na hyase already there is an existing one a buyer with regards to Standogbe. Yechemu say Yama Standogbe ni company a contractor or kwako CSA the offices of the gold board. Apparently the office happened to be the former officer na Bank of Ghana ewomu inti ama for when say sikedie bi keke, and right now no the ama same way I asem is not the contract but the fact say omu use soul sourcing. The last time I explained the soul sourcing, like the fact where contract ne wo ho so mu be biemu na obia etimi apply na fe ya vete ahye say we be organization we na omu di me fit say de contract ne be mo omu nye na omu play family and friends into so far as adimambuadi madamfo na obetimi onu nso ye into that business no and ma memfa man na che so onu nko a ye mbiemu. And the reason why they are dragging Sami Jemfi is the fact that during the NPP Amanyoko no era no, this was the same person that was speaking against soul sourcing contract, and today he's in power and he's doing the same thing. Etiensha Kratawe or say the general manager Prime City Plus Traders Limited. So way more the organization gold board for the contracts among was a notification of award procurement of vehicles for gold board task force. Reference is made to your proposal dated 5th August 2025 for the procurement of vehicles for the Ghana Gold Board task force. We are pleased to inform you that subject to approval from the Public Procurement Authority, your proposal has been awarded. Yes, has been awarded. Please can you zoom in? Yes, has been awarded at the total. So Ushe and Semna Nache said this is a letter that was trying to prove that Sami Jemfi the agency which is gold board no or more awarded the contract to Prime City Plus Traders Limited, and Ushe Sika ne that's why na say Sika no esu yie pa enti Ushe mo a ni nyina kokosi say amanfo chema what you preached against today you are also practicing same. So the contract is worth 39,880,200 Ghana cedis and 36 pesos with VAT inclusive. And to say please confirm in writing to the undersigned your acceptance of this offer within 5 days upon receipt of this letter. If accepted, you shall be required to sign a contract for the supply of goods. Please note that the delivery shall be within 2 consecutive weeks upon signing of a contract, and payment shall be made in accordance with the terms of the contract. We wish to congratulate you on this award and hope that you will deliver the contract on schedule. Yours faithfully. Enti in krata way and as already abeto monti so chim Sami Jemfi something you preached against today. You are the same person sebe o sign kase yenye sole sourcing. I mean, yatiti say one ma contract based on this sole sourcing. Now, ninyi ne mo no Sammy Jemfi is out. Wababe kasa e dia fan same way hu. And for what he's saying, you know, or patch say Ghana for us ye pe ebu asem e dia to no. So yeah, so this is a continuation of the contract signed, and you can see Sammy Jemfi's name, authorized representative Sammy Jemfi. Nidi ene shehonom no, and he is the chief executive officer. 18th August 2025 ena wode eye ninsa ehye krata we ase, and Osha Prime Citizens so onipa ode contract man Irene Grace Jumo onu na CEO. So these are the paperwork se course so sebe omo ede enya contract na man for say the contract ne enyo problem, the sole sourcing, the means of giving the contract where you could have opened up for other viable companies to also apply. Obi amfa an application brand the proposal mra yenhwe mu yen vet ne yenyi, but mo aye no kululu under G na mo de mam family and friends no eno na be issue a Sammy Jemfi is out to clear the air. The all kan nyina ne say ono onim anything about sole sourcing. He never even spoke about so I'm for him say, hey Sammy Jemfi, internet never forgets. Remember, we have videos of you, we have audios of you where you were blaming the Akufo-Addo-led government for indulging themselves into sole sourcing a year contract given, and then we be a kokanya also one cache yo yate. Abusia some Sammy Jemfi de ebetu jani ebeko na yakwa kotie na no December wode etuja, saying clearly say people are trying to tarnish his image and that of the Gold Board organization, and so nya dia ebefa yenko na yenko tie ensema wode etuja
komo yimu na o asem kakra be kame patro mamentio
yo obi medase mema was chief nyina aha na milia peni Suleiman Abraham o studio so machia na we kabima mpedi de sane ye no amamu Asempa FM. Enti meaning say obia beto anadwen, and at the end of the day no Ghana for omunim de no will make an informed decision. The office me adwuma me nyan ntia say Ora Suleiman Abraham was Asempa, and as someone walk am say we bought Sammy Jemfi more than 10 times. And as Sammy Jemfi can say, and as Sammy Jemfi can say. So it is important to give an appropriate response to the several references he has made to my name. And in Simbia, author said, maybe a chem, the kind effort so saying. Obi, did he kind of say, Sammy Jemfi, Nina Bebian Kada, said so sourcing, etre chronobo. Na say, yeah, abaya jumebi. Na you use so sourcing as a procurement method. Nature say kiane king chrono was a jumenimu. Minkedi sada. Once a dear Yenuya Suleiman Abraham and your friend of cherry picking. I respect him, but he has to be objective. So we analyze ubia semwa waka. You don't just pick a small part. You look at Nipa no as a whole and the context within which a Nipa Nekasa. There's some agency, any NDC for Kaya about so sourcing in opposition. Yen train ye home for the home, yen say no, ye ba ben a while ye jina and a say so sourcing is the norm for public procurement. It is ye ya ben juma. I was say ye ma imudaho na companies ahodwa o gidi se o se fata se obeti na yes edman ye ma obakwenya, but emrana say ye ya ban dwuma ye mamu na omo ye qualified obi antimi mpre no e san so ho kwan say under certain exceptional circumstances no utimi yesu sourcing both on NDC 360. Any moment of truth press conference, the discuss say the rampant abuse of source sourcing by the then MPP administration. I took time to explain the exceptional circumstances under which are utimiye so sourcing. Na me argument say we so sourcing do na abanda dane ya na omu ni sa exceptional circumstances number 1. And number 2 so no na enyuma na omo ye no according to the findings of the Auditor General a boy was here de ye no omo de boni bi atoto so ama minor eboka. And we cited the performance audit conducted by the Auditor General on cocoa rows MPP for Betina Kunyaso Moye. Auditor General said 87% of those cocoa rows were not done through competitive tendering. And at paragraph 61, 62, 63, 64, 65 of the Auditor General's report on those cocoa rows, on making the finding say MPP4 not only breach the law on sole sourcing, because according to the Auditor General, those projects that were sole sourced, Cocoa Board in their letters to PP, did not provide justification to warrant the use of sole sourcing. And number 2, those contracts, in some cases, were thrice. Or a boy a day sole source cocoa pina. Na ya moho miensa a boy a day similar roles to competitive tender. So it is within this
na yekuti nsema wode etudwa na chese onu trema they are still on their stand say so source in there as a company and say as a government in all instances na obetimi isu so source na chese oka kosi say wono one de na woye even if indeed so source crampa ni nyina kowie say condition bia gather procurement of government for government ono ne de ne permit so obe use so sourcing any amount for say ne koto de ne bodwe edru wo de so de wetimi abechire mu kama say according to embra no say ni say de wo de obetimi aye so sourcing based on your conditions na mp before de no mo ye no dodo you yate amount for chem say from all indication is me jemfie wo say President John Dramani Mahama wo hye ne dibre no na say wo be reshuffle na won reshuffle na say wo the brand because the scandals are ever from a office and as any agency is too much for us to condone. Enough is enough. Sami Jemfi must go. As I be there, oko internet some of the conversations I'm for having is one of the problem Mahama has in this is administration. Sami Jem ye some judge everywhere. Sami Jemfi and the next person. Now we are following closely on this issue. Updates be a bebano. Abusia ye de ebe bremu. Now ye fansem ni enwie kradia na chese kamia say April busumi a ye womi is a month of a year increase and increase and we are increasing in everything as well as prices of goods and prices of services. Me no ka say on your screens ye chire mo a sachet water to sell at 10 Ghana cedis per bag from trucks. Maximum 15 Ghana cedis at retail from April 7th over global shortage of polymers due to conflict in Iran. National Association of Sachet and Packaged Water Producers. And way every association na wo mo sachet water no mo produce package water no mo chem say no ensuo bag no aye to no uto ka ni mu a obeto ne 10 cedis am say first one mo ton 7 cedis to say 8 cedis say uto track ni mu a enye obeto no 10 cedis na ukọ shop say ukoto ensuo bag ba kwa ye betimi aton ama 15 cedis a free 6th April there's a second just 4 days and the way him and I just say omu chire mu ade nti a nsuo bo akosoro na busua ebre bi etwa mu no na we complaining about food ni say Russia Ukraine war say yes Iran any your friend is saying Israel ni US phone to kwa na ekoso no affect polymers amasa bre de omo bre in producing nsuo no nti ho aba behia se wo mo ebeto nsuo buo no emu nti se say de wo kwa no wo kwa emfa 10 cedi efi set emfa 10 cedi nkogina obi a shop so wo koto nsuo bag 10 cedi aha na ya ye wade nti ene wo kwa na okra eye 15 cedis na wakwa akoto nsuo ne kama ewo ho no ma sabre de aye a whole lot of issues amafo chem say and so are we going back to the old system because hey na ensuo na nkasa na etum nkakran na SNDC aba everything has been stabilized but as a year 2026 mono the increase is increasing and so this is coming from TV3 Ghana. I said the prices of sachet water have been increased. The National Association of Sachet and Packaged Water Producers has announced not to say this is a right information accordingly because one of the major platforms in Ghana TV3 Info so I reported said nkofo announce no package water for no prices of sachet water increased nebo ekosoro ntuti asio wunti asio ensuo bo no sesei akosoro anesa amanfo bebrechem se ensuo bag na nkasa ko 15 cedis dia na se ye beto ba akosen conversation e koso internet no so ebisi 80 pesos ebisi 70 pesos ebisi 1 cedi it say pa de ensuo kan won se 57 ne de piota no ebia no anya nto no 50 pesos ebiema eno nso ehonsem aba beto emonten so na medical kadada say we are in an era and I say we are in a month of increment until we are increasing in every bit of it. She screens in this way. Or say a new price floor set by the National Petroleum Authority would see diesel selling at a minimum of 17.10 pesos per liter, while petrol is pegged at a minimum of 13.30 pesos per liter. For the first pricing window of April, international say April busumia yewo mean higher we go in everything not just say full prices and so a shooty akosro as we were already sitting in our country and not full prices in the number 20 something and this buy a single digit cra mama for James President John Dramani Mahama only for us to wake up I said diesel to sell above 17 per Ghana cedis per liter, 13 for petrol effective April 1st. Inti enra ena a chance into to steady enra for trial the demeanor of the mate and the driver. As a scan all the man as on just on June who ya and a bufu bisan because petrol no any diesel no nebo akosro and then so ede and sembebre ababeto apuno so no and I'm so ama a year commercial transport operators omunso ababe kasa mechire trotro drivers no nti omunsem omo kani commercial transport operators issue 2-day ultimatum to government to stabilize fuel prices or risk 20% increment in fares enti womo echire mu dia se mampani mpene to mpene no a on pass mu dia onhye bibi no onye emfanfa fuel prices ne ho fango bo na ekokokosoro ene na akosi echa na MPA fu abeka che se ekosi no anya sa so dia womo ankasa womo ayo madwene se womo edi 20% increment ebeto fare ne so enti wa calculate 20% so first and say uchia 5 cedi and no calculate 20%, which we know that in this country even when they say 20% sometimes because on person a year fixed into no or be running up now amount some fair be a one kasa dream one won't but as it stands now there you can see that things are gradually increasing because the dollar is still at where it is and a Ghana has so the mama yati said be kosra not just $1 no are appreciating against the cedi, but right now the cedi has appreciated well enough against the dollar. It's about saying any sound to full but Momayati assessing the war no and affecting you and at this point what is affecting the fuel prices and also a war na not just say in Ghana the war be a basibiano and if I be yen so yenya hu ensunsu anso a train ashe and some way be pie every the transport ministry with regards to the ultimatum commercial transport operators for more with regards to the fuel prices and I say womo ebe to fair ni say ayete dey bibia betimi esi and aka hunso omunya to fair ni munso a induane bonso be den ebe koso accordingly ni nyina aye or how kese ede amaye now ye free prices of goods shoot up so any idea na you be say we are going back to Mampeni ne bill or asente recently na one of the bills is talking about the growth and sustainability levy yate so by 2%, no, it was 3%, and I had to so ako 1%, no. Yera Patrick Yaubuama, wono ene mrashe bedwani edema Okankwe Central. Wono so ababe kasa ede afamwa woche mu say this bill aya pass no ababe law ayate sa levy ni so no. It really means a whole lot to Ghana for and the miners and I said the mining company what Ghana hanum say in general. Now wachache nsem ni mu into details yenje bre na yenkotie said it wode nsem no etuja edify.
There was some pressure from the international community, the Americans, the Chinese, and other interested mining companies. Brought pressure to bear on government to reduce it, and I'm happy they listened.
Some people say the opposition to this policy is political.
Now we raise the right issues at the right time. If you introduce this sliding scale, yes, you may accrue some revenue, but the net effect will be some job losses that I'll be sharing with you in the report that I'll be giving to you, close to about 1 million jobs. This government saw the reaction from the mining companies when they brought a sliding scale in the royalties regulations that government introduced on lithium, on bauxite, manganese, gold, diamond, and also on small scale mining. So I made a call that the mining companies, when I met with their chamber during the pre-laying consideration of these regulations, reiterated their call on government to reduce the growth and sustainability levy from 3 to 1% to make room for losses in the royalties regulations. Government did not initially take steps to reduce it, but hurriedly brought it because there was some pressure from the international community, the Americans, the Chinese, and other interested mining companies brought pressure to bear on government to reduce it. And I'm happy they listened. And because if you look at the mining investment index attractiveness, Ghana is gradually slipping. Attractiveness is not encouraging. Sometimes 48 over 51 countries, 68 over 86 countries. I gave all those statistics in my press review. So if we don't take steps to make the mining sector attractive, you should know that other countries around us have found gold. Cote d'Ivoire, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, Nigeria. It's all about your fiscal regime. And if your fiscal regime is not attractive, Ghana is not an island, as I always say. They'll go there and invest. And the jobs that we seek to create within the mining sector will elude us. And the tax, corporate tax and the PE tax and the royalties that we are seeking to raise or generate will also elude the government of Ghana.
So he said nothing has been brought to Parliament about the reduction yet. Why is this a concern?
Now it's been done. After my presser, the Deputy Minister hurriedly brought it and it's been reduced. I think last 2 weeks, Friday.
Some people say the opposition to this policy is political.
No, we raise the right issues at the right time. We're supposed to criticize constructively and offer solutions. So if I criticize and advocated for the reduction and government heeded to my call and the call of the minority, we thank the good people of Ghana and the support they've always given us. And for
the reduction. That will help with our mining sector. We are pro-business. We love the business community. So most of the things that we say supposed to help them to expand and grow their country. There was some pressure from the international community, the Americans, the Chinese, and other